Hi there, I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and I am a soul sculptor. What I do is I help you break out of the mold, out of the past story, the self-pity, the unhappiness. That's what I do. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I coach and help women and men to be happy. And I had a lady ask me today, how do I love myself? And so I'm going to boil it down to 5 really simple steps. Now, it sounds like it would be easy and simple, but, and it can be, yes. So I want to just kind of take all the worries, take all the whatever stress that there might be about, geez, how do I figure this out? I'm going to take that right off right now. And so right now, let's just take a deep breath together. And what that does is it centers us in the now, in the present. One of the things that happens when we don't love ourselves, we focus on the past, we regret what happened, we complain about those people that hurt us. We may still be feeling a lot of pain and sorrow and suffering from all those things that happened, maybe 30, 40, or maybe even longer. Because I've been working with a man in his 70s who doesn't love himself. So if you've had patterns of telling your story over and over again, so let's just close that book right now because we have to stop telling the story. I could write a few books, and I have, about the past that I have undergone. But now I've turned the page, and now I'm happy. And this is how I did it. So number 1, the first thing that we have to do is focus on you. Get to know you. What is the first thing you do when you meet somebody new? Hi, how do you do? What do you do? What do you like to do? What do you do for fun? Right? Ask those questions of you. This is time to focus on you, and I'm giving you full permission to focus on you. What do you like to do? What is fun for you? What are you passionate about? Write a list of all those things. Get to know yourself on an intimate level. For the first time in your life, you have full permission to focus on you. So you also, besides putting the focus on you, you want to be kind to you. What do you do when you meet a stranger? You're kind to them. You don't treat them like crap. You don't tell them how stupid they are, or, boy, you should have known better. Hopefully not. You don't do those things to you either. Okay, put the focus on you and make it positive. Get to know you. It's like dating yourself. So I'm going to go over those questions again. What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? And what's the most fun thing that you like to do? So those are some things to help you get started. The second thing we need to do is forgive everyone. Yes, even those that have hurt you. How do you do that? It's a very simple thing, and I have lots of articles about forgiveness on my blog, Jennifer Elizabeth Masters at blogspot.com, and on my website, jenniferelizabethmasters.com. But I'm going to go over that right now. And it doesn't matter how bad the hurt was, we have to forgive, because if we don't, we're hanging on to anger and resentment, and we're holding it in our bodies. And so it hurts and harms us. And yes, it's a big thing, but I'll tell you, it's a life changer. So the way we do that is the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's very simple, but I'll tell you, it works. You focus on yourself first, so go into your heart, take a deep breath. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Say this prayer over and over slowly, forgiving yourself for anything that you've done, any regrettable moments that you've had, any time you hurt someone else. Forgive yourself first for everything. Forgive yourself for asking for these things to happen. And yes, you did. Maybe you don't remember, but I've got news for you. We all asked for these situations to come into our life to teach us something. And whether you believe that or not, that's fine. You don't have to believe me, but I'm here to tell you that if you can forgive everyone, it will change your life. So it's the Ho'oponopono prayer. So now the third thing that you need to do to love yourself is to take responsibility. Okay, so maybe your parents abandoned you emotionally or physically, or they hurt you, or maybe they abused you emotionally, or maybe you were sexually molested. Whatever happened in your childhood, it happened. Yes, it did, and I'm sorry that it happened. But we have to take responsibility for our happiness, or we'll never be happy. Because if we keep blaming everyone else, and believe me, I know what that does because I did it for many years. When we blame everyone else, we're not taking responsibility for our health. We're not taking responsibility for our happiness. So we have to let go of that blame. We have to move out of victimhood, because being a victim doesn't make us happy. So in that taking responsibility for ourselves, we're saying, I take responsibility for all of it. I created it. I created it. I created it. And you can say thank you 3 times. It will help move you out of that victimhood. Or get an energy clearing. That would help you too. So the other thing that we're taking responsibility for is our thoughts. Because if we're telling ourselves nasty things, if we are telling ourselves that we're stupid, we're ugly, we're fat, we're too old, we're not smart enough, we're not good enough, whatever it is that's negative, you want to let that go, take responsibility, and turn it around to something positive. If you were a newborn baby, would you be saying those things to you? Of course not. So think of yourself as a newborn child and be kind, be loving, be accepting, and make your thoughts positive. So take responsibility for your thoughts. Now the other thing we have to take our responsibility for, and that's the big one, emotions. Emotions are meant to move. We're not supposed to stay angry or stay resentful or any of those other things. And the more emotional that we are, the more drama we have in our lives, which is not good. And the more conflict and upsets we have. So we want to take responsibility for our emotions. It's good to feel the emotions, allow them to move through us, and all you do is you step forward energetically, move towards the emotion instead of trying to not look at it or avoid it. So part of loving ourselves is not avoiding our emotions. So we want to allow those things to dissipate by feeling them fully instead of ignoring them or denying them. So that's what I mean by taking responsibility for our emotions. And then, of course, if we get upset with someone, it is our stuff, not theirs. So we need to also say, I take responsibility for being triggered. I recognize it's my stuff. Oh, it's way more fun to blame other people. Yes, it is, but it's not responsible, and it certainly isn't awakened consciousness. So we have to move out of the blame thing. And if anyone in my family is listening, I hope you are. I love you. Thank you. So the next thing is, number 4, we have to be positive. We have to be positive in our thoughts, positive in our reactions, We have to be careful how we react when somebody gets us upset. We don't want to be negative. We don't want to be a naysayer or a complainer, because complaining makes us feel bad. It lowers our vibration. So we have to be positive about ourselves and others. You also don't want to gossip. You don't want to talk about other people behind their backs, or talk to your friend about someone else in a negative way. That's not helpful, and it sure isn't loving. So we have to treat others the way we want to treat ourselves and the way we want to be treated.